This is the Kill City Cup Mason X mask. It made its debut on screen there. It's had a few modifications since then. A few air holes that you can see for comfort, breathability. I added real teeth, well, resin teeth, compared to the plastic ones that came on this. A lot of etching, a lot of work went into this. It has survived multiple matches in Maine Premier Wrestling. It survived the Mason X Takes Manhattan. This special mask is the mask I wore in my very last professional wrestling match. It made its live debut for Kill City Cup. There's been some changes to it since I first wore it. I cut out the plastic teeth and added these nice resin ones here you can see. I drilled a few holes by the nose for breathability because these masks get hot pretty quick. It has survived countless battles. It's made its appearances in Vacation Land Pro Wrestling, Comic-Cons in Maine, New York, and Connecticut. And during my final match with Alan Prophet, he actually hit me so hard that even though this is a pretty resilient mask, which has been hit multiple times, it split the mask right in half. Wasn't even a planned thing, but it still happened. So I'm going to work on repairing this tonight. Keep it around for future gigs and appearances. Now, for the record, I don't intend to get hit in the head like I was in my wrestling matches once I repair this, but the game plan is instead of using just a plain old glue, I'm going to drill small holes with this Dremel here and go bap, 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 and then same side here on the other side of the split, and then I'm going to use paper clips, bend them and push them through to create a good strong joining, plus it'll look like staples, so it'll look pretty cool. Then I'll probably cover them up with some plastic or glue on the backside so not stab me in the head. So the holes are now drilled. It'll almost look like stitching, maybe. Gotta clean them up a little bit because I hate that straight plastic. But this lets me do it without really messing up the pretty cool paint job I spent hours and hours and hours working on when I made this mask, probably 3.5 years ago, maybe 3 years. I like to keep it around. It has a lot of special meaning to me, having been in Kill City Cup, having survived all these cool conventions, matches, been part of some cool stories, been part of the Faces of Horror contest, which I've done multiple times. Haven't won yet, but one day maybe. Like to see it make its way into a live-action Mason X film. A little short film I'd like to do at some point. We'll see what happens. One of the cool things now that I'm retired from wrestling, and I'm not wearing this in actual matches, is there's now going to be things I can do with this for my comfort that I couldn't really do before. Like, since I don't have to worry about overheating constantly, or not as much, I could add a little bit more padding. I could add a cooling system, like one of the fans you see a lot of people in cosplay use to cool down your face. Couldn't really have those kind of electronics in a mask while wrestling, but now this is just for show. I can do a lot of things. And you can see where Alan Prophet also knocked out one of the teeth, which that was on there with a really good strong resin cement, but stuff happens in wrestling. Now these look nice and ugly and sharp back here right now. I'm going to trim them down, obviously, and glue them in, and I'm going to add some more padding to cover it. Probably also going to remove this old padding, which is gross and nasty from the years of wrestling. And I have this nice plastic nylon mesh that will go behind here to reinforce this a little bit more. So before I put the padding on, I'll glue that in, then the new padding. Should make it pretty structurally sound. Should be able to get hit in the head again if I want to, but I don't. The reason why I'm using paper clips, or wire, you could use wire, instead of like actual staples. Trying to get staples to stick into plastic can work, but regular staples don't give you quite the length you need to properly secure this on the backside. And I found that staple guns, when put into ABS plastic, because of how vigorous they are, sometimes it can crack the plastics or damage them. So it's just easier to drill these holes, thread these through, glue them in the back after I trim them down. Gets really cool effect, nice and sturdy, dirt cheap. I mean, paper clips cost like next to nothing, and I get them at my work all the time. So, yeah. So one thing I've been asked over the years is what I use for padding on the inside of these masks, and it's a closed cell foam air conditioner weather stripping that you buy at Walmart, real cheap. Honestly, this works fine. A little bit of extra glue. This has stayed in this mask for years. Is it the best? No, but it will do the job, especially if you're on a budget or you just don't feel like spending a lot of money. That'd be me. I managed to take these $12, $14 masks and turn them into, I like to think, a pretty gnarly piece of art that I can then turn around and sell for a decent price. This one's not for sale, though.